Good afternoon, everyone. So we have discussed about the biosphere, the subtopics under biosphere, where we have discussed the Mediterranean vegetation, about tropical grasslands, about the uses of wood that we get from the coniferous forest. So this is just a recap of the previous class. We have just to discuss with the previous questions, like what are the fruits that are grown in the Mediterranean vegetation. So in the last class, we have discussed that the citrus fruits are extensively grown in the Mediterranean vegetation. And what are the tropical grasslands? Tropical grasslands are the grasslands which will be growing to the height of 3 to 4 meters. And these grasslands can help elephant also to hide in it. And the thorny bushes, we generally find them in the Rajasthan and in the desert areas where the climate is very hot. And the temperate grasslands, these are the grasslands which give the nutritious grasslands which are very short, and the temperature here is very average. It receives rainfall but not heavy rainfall. And the uses of the wood of coniferous forests is we get pulp from the wood of those trees that are grown in the coniferous forest, and those wood pulp is used for making of papers, and we can also make newspapers with which we are able to read and write. So this is a recap of our previous class. So this is the subtopic that we are now going to discuss is also comes under biosphere. As we have also discussed about biosphere, that's a sphere that is giving life to the human, and the different vegetation process that are followed by human, the different grasslands, the different kind of forests that are there in the biosphere. Now we'll see what the man has done to this society and to this environment and to this biosphere. So this is what the biosphere is. The recap of biosphere now will start. So we have discussed that we have Mediterranean vegetation and natural vegetation. Similarly, we have the other kind of vegetation in this biosphere where life is existing, that is tundra vegetation. Tundra vegetation we generally see in the cooler regions, the region where we generally find snow throughout the years. And this places we will be seeing the natural vegetation. There will be a limitation in natural vegetation. Natural vegetation means it is of the plants or the trees that will be growing without human support. You know, they are naturally grown, and naturally vegetation processes is continued in the natural vegetation process. And like natural vegetation, as we have discussed, they are classified into forests, shrubs, like that. So there we find natural vegetation process. But whereas in the tundra vegetation, we find very limited sources of natural vegetation, as these are the places which are very cool. They are extremely cool, and they are located in the polar region. So there is we find very less or very low number of plants and shrubs. And we generally find only mosses, lynchers, and very small shrubs are found here. You know, very small shrubs and some kind of lynches, mosses, you can see in the picture. They are the some of the small shrubs that are grown, and that too this grown of shrubs take place in short summer. So it is known as tundra vegetation. So in the cooler areas, it is not possible to it is not possible to grow plants or to do vegetation, etc., like that. So in the polar regions, throughout the year it will be very cool, but sometime in the summer season, for the short period of time, due to that sun rays, the plants, small shrubs will be growing out. So that is called as tundra vegetation. In the Mediterranean vegetation, they are located in the western parts and the southern parts. So there, the cultivation process. So in these tundra vegetation, we generally find no vegetation, and during the summer season, during very short span of summer or a short summer will be seen in these regions, in the polar regions, where small kind of shrubs, which you can see in the picture, are grown, which is known as tundra vegetation. And These tundra, in these areas, we generally find some of the animals like seal, musk oxen, Arctic owl, and polar bear, and some snow foxes. You know, they have very thick skin. These animals who are there, who are surviving in these regions, in these polar regions, will be having a very thick skin. You know, with which they can give warmth to their body, and they can adjust themselves in those polar region areas. So this is all about tundra vegetation. So we have now discussed, we have also, you all know now that what is natural vegetation, what is Meterian vegetation, and what is tundra vegetation. Okay, tundra is extremely the different condition. You know, it is very different from all other vegetation process. So the biosphere is giving different kind of areas for humankind to know. So now we'll see what the human has done to this environment, how he has interacted with the environment in order to know all these kind of things. We'll now see this. So now we'll see this. This is another subtopic of the biosphere. How the human society has interacted with the environment, what he has done to the environment, what he has achieved by doing it. Okay. Now we'll see human in the initial stage, hunters and the gatherers use stone tools, and these tools they made up of wood, and they have used them to hunt animals and to gather foods. So this is the starting period. You know, in the initial stages, when a man took his birth on this earth, so what he did is, in order to survive, in order to eat food, what he did, what what they did is, in the initial stages, they started hunting. Okay. They started hunting the animals, and they gathered some food. They used to wander here and there, and they have collected some fruits from trees, and with which they have survived. And later, to some point of time, they have actually made some tools also, you know, in order to hunt animals. They used to, in the initial stage, they were eating the raw flesh of those animals. But later, they also came to know how to light a fire by using stones and grass and by sticks. But in the beginning stage, what they did is, they used to gather food by wandering here and there, and they used to collect fruits. They used to eat them, and then they survived themselves. And they also, now they started hunting animals. But in order to hunt those animals, they have created some weapons like arrows, some, you can see in the picture, a man is hunting by using a wooden weapon, a tool which is made up of wood. So with this, they used to hunt animals, you know. And then what they have also learned is, they slowly now come across fire. You know, they started hitting stones one by the other, and it emitted light. And that light they started to use by firing a lighting a uh, by lighting a so in this way, the man now has started lighting the fire by hitting one stone by the another, and they started lighting fire. With which they started, whatever the raw animal they have hunted, they used to put it on fire. They used to cook. Now they started cooking, and they used to eat the cooked animals. You know, they used to first eat the raw flesh of the animals. Now they slowly started using fire by lighting with us by using sticks and grass and all. And now now they have come to know how to cook, what to do. You know, this exploration in the environment. Now they started slowly investigating themselves. Okay, humans started investigating to know about environment to satisfy their needs. So this is the very important point in where the human has explored and investigated the environment in order to satisfy his needs. He did not want to satisfy the environment needs. He don't want to see what environment is. He just wanted to satisfy himself. He wanted to fulfill his dreams, his stomach. He wanted to fulfill his dreams. Now he started exploring only to fulfill his desires. So this is what the initial stages are saying. You know, in the initial stages, they started hunting. In order to hunt, they started making tools, and then they started gathering food, and the raw flesh that they were using. they used to eat directly. Now they have come to know about fire, and now they are cooking it and they are eating it. So this is the initial stage development a man has did. Not only this, they are also um, started to know to that they have to wear clothes. They used to start in the initial stage. They were using some leaves in order to cover themselves, in order to cover their body from sunlight, from rain. And slowly they started to know that we can use the animal's skin also for clothes. You know, they hunted animals also to make clothes from it, and they used to wear it in order to keep themselves warm from in the winter seasons, and in order to stay um, in a happily, they have come to know that they can also use this animal skin as their clothes. So in the initial stages, these were some of the developments a man has seen. Now we'll see what the changes as man has done to the environment. So the biosphere is giving a place where human can live, can take oxygen freely, they can get land freely, they can get water to drink freely. But what this man has done is he started exploring, as we have discussed now. He not only explored, he started investigating on different kind of things in searching of minerals, in searching of different bombs in order to attack other countries. You know, he started doing many things. For what? He did all this for satisfying his needs. Okay. So we'll see some of the changes that a human has done to this environment. So human in the first stages, as they were hunting, now they started doing agriculture. Okay, to get food, and also they did animal husbandry. So in initial stages, they were just hunting the animals, collecting and gathering the foods. Now what they have learned is they started doing agriculture where they can grow different kind of crops, wheat, pulses, rice, paddy, and different kind of millets, etc., which is very nutritious to a man. Now man has learned that these kind of things also can be grown, and he started doing agriculture for food. And then later, and he also did animal husbandry, means livestock, keeping of livestock like hen, sheep, wolf, etc. You know, he started doing business, exchange of goods. For one good, the other good will be exchanged like that. Now slowly he has investigating, and he's been exploring in the environment. Now we'll see also man started constructing buildings of there in cities, and the uses of bronze and iron metals which change the human interaction with environment. So what the human has next done is he started constructing houses also. Okay, now he has started using and he also, so here the man now has started constructing buildings in his city. Now, and also he has used different bronzes and iron metals to construct his house. They have come to know. They have actually investigated to on bronze and different irons, you know, with which they can construct the buildings, dams, bridges, etc. And now, in this way, he started interacting with the environment. Slowly, slowly, the man has been interacting with the environment. Now, he is doing destruction to the environment. It is actually not interaction, it is actually the destruction now the human has done to the environment. So, humans started building tanks to store water and canals and dams across rivers in order to store water, the rainwater that will arrive in the rainy season. Now you wanted to save that water in order to drink of fresh water. In the buildings in the cities, they have constructed some tanks to store water through which they can get that water from taps. And in villages, we have canals, dams, borewells, and different kind of small ponds, rivers, where the small bridges have been constructed in order to save water, in order to cultivate their lands for industrial purpose, for generation of electricity, for different uses. You know, different kind of things has been invent in has been in has been investigated by human. He has been investigated. He has searched many things. By interacting with the environment, he has come to know all these things. Now, see, what we'll see now, what the man has done by traveling. Now he has not restricted himself to one place. Now he wanted to travel each and every place, wanted to know the each and every bit of this biosphere. Okay. So what the man has did is he started constructing roads in order to connect to the distant places, and he sailed in ships and boats for trade and exchange of goods. So the man, he did not restrict himself to a one place. He wanted to move to different places. Wanted to know the bit and bit of the earth surface. He wanted to satisfy his desires. He wanted to fulfill all that he wanted. Okay, he started doing agriculture, he started doing industries, using water for cultivation, for industrial purpose, for electricity generation, and he started constructing different kind of thermal generation projects. He has did everything. He has investigated. He has researched on oil, petroleum, and gases, different kinds of gases, to run the vehicles. He has searched everything, but still the man wants to travel to distant places, to different places which are very distant from the place where they are located. So, in order to connect themselves, what they did is they started building roads to travel, and they also sailed through boats by using. They also constructed boats, ships, and they started doing business. Exchange of goods from one place to the another. In this way, they started doing business with one country to the another country. They wanted to show their richness. Every nation wants to be the first. So this investigation of human has finally what it did, we'll see. So human reached everywhere on earth except on the Antarctic, as it is a icy continent. So human has reached every single place of the earth. But what he couldn't do is he could not reach the Antarctic area. So it is an icy continent, you can see in the picture. So where a human cannot live, where it is a very cool conditions will be existing there. The climate which could not be bared by a human. Okay, that atmosphere is could not be handled by a human. So they did not try to reach. They did not put their eye on that region. But the every part, like the ocean, seas, the every bit of the Earth's surface has been explored by the human, and they are existing there by doing whatever the thing they want to do. They are doing it, and they are existing their life over there. So this icy continent Antarctic was actually discovered in 1820, but no human has set his eyes on it. No human has tried to go there. Okay, this is the only place where human couldn't go, but he has explored all the regions. He started investigating, and now we'll see what the other things are there. Growth in population. So in the initial stages, how the population was in the biosphere, in this life constituting the sphere, and now what the population level is, we'll see. So human, they started growing fast. They than the other species. Now they are the dominating species on Earth. So this is a very important point that the species that are existing on the Earth has come to an extinction. We have seen in the biosphere part one where we have seen many animals have been in the point of extinction due to the climatic conditions, the pollution due to this plastic. The consumption of fertilizers, plastics, all these are making the animals, birds are to extinct. But the only species that is existing on this date in a large number is a human. You can see in the picture. So what this human how this human is growing its population, we'll see the status. In BCE 10,000 the total population was 40 lakhs. In the initial stages it was 40 lakhs. It reached to 50 crores in 1750. So this is the status that I am giving you all, that in 1750 it was 50 crores, and later in 1800 it reached to 100 crores, and later again in 1950 it was 250 crores, and in 2010 it was 700 crores. Now at the present in 2021 the status is 7.9 billions of means 790 crores. Okay, so this is what is present status of human population throughout the worldwide. This man who was the total population which was just restricted to 40 lakhs, now it has come to 790 crores to present date. How is it possible? Due to the exploration that the man has done. You know, he started for small sickness, a man used to die. But what happened is they have searched a lot on medicinal plants, medicinal trees, and on medicinal field, and they have used different technologies in order to save a man's life. Okay, the artificial things have been created by man to live in this sphere, in this earth. So human investigation on environment and on medicinal plants led them to live so longer and to survive on earth. So what this man is doing is they are dominating the other species. They are saying the other species should not be there. They are eradicating them by using different kind of technologies, by using smartphones with a different frequency of you know usage of net, which will be causing an effect to the birds. Birds are also in the stage of extinction, but only the dominating species that we are finding on this earth is human. So he has searched, he has investigated on different kind of medicinal plants, as I have said earlier. So this is the only reason why he is surviving on the earth. But whatever the changes that we have done to this environment is now coming back to us. You know, there are a lot of earthquakes, floods, due to the imbalances in this cycle. You know, there should be a life. The life cycle will be continuing only when other species are also around with us. If they are not there, then how can we survive? Okay, we'll see what the other things are left over. So the reshaping of Earth, what a man has done by reshaping the Earth. In the initial stages were so beautiful. The man known nothing, but still he was happy. But now, after knowing everything, after investigating what the reshape that he has given to the Earth, great push for industrialization and colonization made reshaping of Earth by humans. So the reshape, you know, now we started giving a reshape to the environment. We started the industrialization, using of different industries, making of different products, chemicals, fertilizers, the consuming materials, everything. You know, this made Earth to get changed. They started deforestation. They started constructing dams and bridges over the rivers, over the pounds, or the small water pools. So he also started digging deep into the earth, and he has explored in space also above the atmosphere. Not only he started digging the earth, not only he started doing business, not only he started doing industry, industry oriented work, but also they have explored in space. Now they wanted to, many other developed nations, they are trying to send their satellites over there. They are sending their different equipments to know the different what the how the solar planet is working, how the earth is working, what is going on in the atmosphere. Now the man has different things also. He wanted to live in other planet. Now he has different explorations now he is doing in the present days. Not they don't want to stay on earth. They wanted to spend their life on different planets where they are doing different kind of investigations. Still, the man is exploring with the environment. He is still in the process of investigation. Though he has achieved many, now he is the dominant species on the earth, but still he wants to explore it. Now he has what the other things that the man has done to this environment is like mining, cutting of forests, building of factories and roads, started all over the earth, and nation began to wage war on each other. So this is the final point. Like the man has done everything to destruct the environment. He has cut the trees, started doing digging. He has collected many different minerals, and he also constructed many factories, buildings, roads to connect themselves from one place to the other to do business. So now, now what the other nations are trying to do is one nation wants to be the superior than the other nation. So in this way, they started doing war against each other. You know, this is what the human has finally reached to a position where he started his initial in the initial stages. He wanted to fulfill his dreams. Now he has fulfilled his dreams, but still is so ego and so selfish that he still wanted to explore, and that is leading to the destruction of environment, also to the destruction of man himself. So so this is the activity. What we will be doing is what how a human has started exploring the environment and why he has investigated the environment. So the first thing why he explored is to satisfy his needs, right? So in order to satisfy his needs, in order to fulfill his desires, firstly he wanted to eat, on to live. Okay, to live, he wanted to eat. To eat, what he did, he used different techniques, using of fire, making of tools, and doing agriculture and constructing buildings, dams to store water. In starting stages, what he did is he explored that he should live. You know, in order to live, what he can do, he has started doing it. Then what he investigated in order to do business, what he did, the setup of industrial units, and then business, doing business with that industrial units. The products will be sale to other countries by constructing different like roads and trains. They also used aeroplanes. They have created crafts, aeroplanes, with which they can fly from one country to another country. They can exchange their goods, exchange money, and every nation wanted to be the superior. So in this way, the exploration of man, which has brought him to the finally to the destruction. Okay, now though he has been the dominating species on Earth, but what he can do is he has no other elements left over with him in this Earth, where the life cycle wants all the animal, plant, human to be in a correct point. You know, they should be, you know, like the number of the plant, animal, everything should be according to the status. But what human has done, they have used different kind of fertilizers. They have created pollution, which is causing an effect to animals, birds, and we are losing those animals and plants. And without them, how can we get food? Okay. If we don't have animals, how can we get food from that, the milk or the vitamins and nutrients that we get from them, and the birds that will be helping in the plants production. So all these, what we are doing is the man has come to a stage where he is against of one another. Okay, this is what the activity is all about. Now we have seen what the man has done, what he has come to an end. So this is an evaluation. We'll have an evaluation of our class now. So what is tundra vegetation? So tundra vegetation, as I have said, the polar regions which are very cool, where the vegetation is not possible. Natural vegetation is not at all possible. So what we can do over there is, in the short summer, small shrubs will be grown, and that is called as tundra vegetation. Okay, and what changes are made to earth? So what changes a man has done? He started doing agriculture. He has what he did is he started digging the deep into the earth. He explored space, and he also started searching for medicinal plants, deforestation of plants for constructing buildings, houses, industries. You know, he has did many changes to the earth in order to satisfy his needs, in order to become rich, in order to fulfill his selfish desires. So, how man established his relation with environment? Slowly, in the initial stages, he slowly interacted with the environment. He started using different resources that have been given by the environment, and now he started his destruction to the environment. How man learned the use of fire? He started hitting one stone by the other, with which the fire emitted, and with that, he has come to know that with this fire he can cook the food, and he used some sticks and grass to light a fire. In this way, the man has come to know the use of fire. So, what was the total population in BC? 10,000. It was 40 lakhs, but now, but slowly it has been increasing from 950, some for 500, 400, 500, like that. It has come to 790 crores to this present situation. So this is what the man has done. This is the subtopics of biosphere. What the sphere has given to the human, what the environment that been given to the human to stay in this sphere. But what he has done, the reshaping that has been done by him, by the man, the traveling that he did, the destruction that has been done by the human, the relation that the human has with the environment, all we have discussed in this uh, topic. We'll see the mapping skills also. For every lesson, you have to know the places where actually the places are located. So, tundra vegetation we were discussing. So, this tundra vegetation we have to point out on the world map. You can see in the picture the outline map of our world map. The blue area shows the location of tundra vegetation. Okay, the very cold regions where a tundra vegetation is found. So this is all about the class. So we have discussed about the relations of human with environment, about the tundra vegetation. So the remaining concept will be discussing in the next class. Thank you.